Good morning and welcome to another episode of The American Dream. As you know, with this show, we are dedicated to educating, empowering, and engaging you, the viewer at home. And with today's show, I think we're going to do just that. We're kicking off the show today talking about hard money with Rancho Ted. We're also going to be talking with Sean Cadell about all of the equestrian events happening in San Diego in 2017. Some really exciting stuff there. We're going to be speaking with Sarah Goforth about an exciting event that Synergy One Lending is hosting with adults and kids. Both are invited. We love that here. And then we're going to finish up today talking with Lance Groth about an exciting charity that he has dedicated to helping and assisting and growing our youth here in San Diego. We've got a lot to get to today, so let's get the show started.
Every single day you are consumed with information. With the 24/7 negative news cycle and the pop culture that's polluting the airwaves, all selling out for the ratings game. Well, guess what? There's a more positive way to look at life. You live in the greatest city in the greatest country on the planet. Every day with our elite network of professionals, our goal is to educate, empower, and engage. And now it's time to fight for your American dream.
Welcome back to The American Dream, and I am here with Lance Groth, co-founder of The Collective Access. Lance, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right, The Collective Access. Tell me what it is.
Simple words, we teach kids the importance of networking and the value of relationships.
Okay, so expand on that a little bit for me. You're teaching kids, what, how to shake somebody's hand, to remembering names, or?
We're teaching kids, those tools we utilize when we're networking. It's or teaching them how to maintain eye contact, shake hands, follow up on an email, follow up on information, how to build substantial relationships outside of, you can have 1,000 friends online, but what relationships can you rely on that you substantively care about or devote energy into?
That's a really interesting point, actually. When I was reading a little bit about your company, I didn't really think about the fact that kids today are always like this.
That's where it stems from. It's, we're a very young group, and we understand the millennial kind of critique, so we're kind of taking a conscious effort to fix some things, such as, people sitting next to each other, texting, lack of focus. It's no, cut that off for a bit. Build a bond, share some information, really invest some energy into a relationship. And by the way, here's some professional etiquette to build your career.
What is it like teaching kids versus maybe giving advice to adults?
We actually always have this one quote. It said it's easier to raise strong children than to repair broken men, and it's from Frederick Douglass.
Oh, I love that.
What it is with teaching kids, it's the purest thing in the world. There isn't those kind of insecurities and uncertainties you develop as an adult. There's just this pure curiosity, joy, amusement. It's the best thing in the world.
So why did you want to create this company? Nonprofit.
Good question. My mentor I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. A guy by the name of Abdul Muhammad actually paid for me to go to college. So prior to college, I was just riding my motorcycle and boxing and probably drinking excessively on the weekends. And he said, hey, why don't you apply to college? If you get in, I'll pay for it. I did. Fast forward 8 years, I go to law school.
Wow.
I joined Asset Exchange Company, and I had to give it back. So it's a requirement on my part. I have to give it back.
So he changed your life, and now you're changing other people's lives.
Yes.
Wow,
immensely.
That's amazing. So tell me where you go to do this. Are you going into schools? Is this through after-school programs?
A combination of both. My third year in law school, I used to work in city council. So I used to be a community rep. My job was to understand the community and the people extremely involved in the community. So what I do is I go through my database and I just say, okay, where's the need? And we try to target minority areas, pretty much kids that don't have access to resources. So we'll go to a principal, say, hey, we would like to come to your school, and this is what we can provide. And they welcome it. They love outside people supplementing traditional education.
Tell me a little bit about your members. I watched a great video where you were inducting 4 new members, but these are young professionals.
They're awesome. They're not just young professionals. They are young, ambitious, driven professionals. Anya Shimmer, Daniel Goldberg, the almighty, all-powerful Gina Taylor. These are young professionals in San Diego, and one reoccurring theme you'll find is each of us has this need to do something important, something impactful, something of substance, and they're amazing.
What drives the passion for you and for the other people, if you may speak for them, in the group?
A lot. What drives my passion, I can't specifically speak to everyone else, but I know I hated school. it's not a bad way. That's not a good thing to start with, but so much of what actually helps me progress in my career comes outside of school. My bread and butter is networking. I meet people, I connect with them, I sit down, I let them know I actually care, and that has helped me excel in my job immensely. So I want to pass that on. Like, there's some other kid just like me who's probably sitting in his room reading his comic books, not moving, feeling like, hey, I don't belong, or I'm not important, and there's a rare opportunity to kind of just unleash his potential. That happened to me, so it's my job to make sure it happens to somebody else.
Not just some kid, I'm sure thousands of kids.
Yeah, there's a lot of dorks like me out there. I know you're out there.
Look, if you're a dork, look what you can become.
Hey, everyone.
So you're really teaching business etiquette.
I am, but we have 3 programs. So our main program is Kid Networking. That's our bread and butter. Kid networking. But we have 2 other programs, Ice Cream for a Dream. We hand kids ice cream. In return, they tell us their dreams. It's a way of starting the conversation, and the people handing them the ice cream are our members, and our members' job is to ask them after they tell you, how are you going to do that? Because that sparks the conversation. Then they give them advice. Our last program is Hour of Coding. We partner with Apple. We take kids from minority areas and we bring them to Apple Store. They hand them iPads, free T-shirts, 4 instructors, and they teach them coding because they may be inundated with information, yet they don't understand the language behind that social media or the internet. So we have a whole smorgasbord of programs.
How have you been able to follow up with any of these kids?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
We followed up with Chavez Elementary School. We do a lot of programs in there. Even sometimes we'll just go and read to them. So now when I walk in, they're like, you're the ice cream guy. You're the guy who gives ice cream. One kid goes, we owe you.
Do they just start screaming their dreams at you?
They actually do. I wish I could show you. We have the content.
Oh,
but they're familiar with us by now, and they're expressing how they followed up on the advice. Did you read that book? Did you join this little club? Did you join the Boy Scouts? Like I say, join the Boy Scouts. So they're familiar with us now. The relationship's kind of deepening, and they're thinking outside the box.
That's so great. So what's next? What's next for the Collective Access?
What's next is our biggest event is the Horton Plaza Park project. Horton Plaza has graciously allowed us to utilize their new beautiful park for a program called Message to the Youth. And we're setting a date late August, right before kids go back to school. So it's kind of like a back to school event. We're going to have 6 business leaders simply get on stage 2 minutes, talk about what message would you give the next generation. Then we're going to have 3 peers of our generation talk about what works for them. Then we're going to have 3 kids, younger, talk about what they want to be when they grow up and what can they do. And then we're just going to break out into that beautiful park and network. Talk, share. We'll have local vendors, local businesses. So it's probably going to be the most amazing thing in San Diego. And everyone, you should come. It's open to the public.
Do you have a website?
We do, thecollectiveaccess.com.
All this information will be on there?
We have a ton of content, what we've done, what we're going to do, who are our members, information about our programs. We have tons of content sectioned out, beautifully orchestrated by our COO, Gina Taylor.
Lance Groth, you're the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Did we nail it?
And we'll be right back with more. And we'll be right back with more of The American Dream.